Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the English Learning Podcast. I'm Emma.
And I'm Michael. Today, we have a fantastic topic lined up for you. We're going to explore how to learn English through movies and TV shows, a fun and effective way to improve your language skills. But that's not all. We'll also dive into specific techniques, like how to use subtitles for a better understanding and the best genres to start with, depending on your level. Plus, we'll reveal some hidden gems of movies and TV shows that are not only entertaining, but also packed with useful vocabulary and expressions.
Absolutely. Movies and TV shows are not just for entertainment. They can be powerful tools for language learning. We'll discuss how to identify cultural nuances and subtle meanings in dialogues, which can often be missed in traditional learning methods. We'll also talk about how to mimic accents and intonations so you can sound more like a native speaker.
Whether you're a beginner or an advanced learner, there's something here for everyone. We'll share tips on avoiding common mistakes and maximizing your learning time. And if you find the podcast speed too fast, we encourage you to adjust the playback speed to 0.75x. On mobile, click the gear or settings icon at the top of the video screen. On desktop, you'll find the settings icon at the bottom right corner of the video.
We've packed this episode with valuable insights and practical exercises, so stay tuned. And remember, your engagement helps us reach more learners like you. So, if you find this episode helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment with your favorite English movies and TV shows. Let's get started. Segment 1. Why movies and TV shows are effective for learning English. So, why are movies and TV shows such great tools for learning English? Well, first and foremost, they expose you to real-life English, the kind of language people actually use in everyday conversations.
Exactly. Unlike textbooks, which often contain formal and structured language, movies and TV shows feature natural dialogues, slang, and idiomatic expressions. This helps you understand how native speakers really communicate.
Plus, they provide visual context. Seeing the characters' facial expressions, body language, and the setting helps you understand the meaning of the words and phrases they're using. It's like having a built-in context for the language.
And let's not forget the cultural aspect. Watching English language media gives you insights into the culture, traditions, and values of English-speaking countries. This can be invaluable for understanding nuances and context.
Segment 2. Choosing the right content. Now let's talk about choosing the right movies and TV shows. Not all content is created equal, especially when it comes to language learning.
That's true. As a beginner, it might be best to start with something simple and straightforward, like animated movies or sitcoms. These often use clearer language and have easier-to-follow plots.
As you get more comfortable, you can challenge yourself with dramas, thrillers, or even documentaries. These genres often contain more complex language and specialized vocabulary.
One great tip is to choose content that interests you. If you're passionate about a particular topic, you'll be more motivated to watch and learn. For example, if you love cooking, try watching English cooking shows.
Also, consider watching movies and TV shows with subtitles. Start with subtitles in your native language, and as you improve, switch to English subtitles. Eventually, try watching without subtitles to really test your comprehension. Segment 3. Active versus passive watching. Let's discuss the difference between active and passive watching. Michael, can you explain this?
Sure. Passive watching is when you're casually watching a movie or TV show, perhaps just for entertainment. You're not fully engaged in the language learning process.
On the other hand, active watching involves being fully engaged. This means paying close attention to the dialogues, noting down unfamiliar words or phrases, and even pausing and rewinding to better understand what's being said.
Active watching is more effective for language learning because you're consciously focusing on the language and making an effort to learn. It turns your viewing experience into a more educational one.
A good practice is to keep a notebook handy while watching. Jot down new words, interesting expressions, and even cultural notes. Then, review them later and try to use them in your own conversations. Segment 4. Practical exercises while watching. Now, let's dive into some practical exercises you can do while watching movies and TV shows to improve your English.
One effective exercise is shadowing. This involves listening to a character speak and then trying to repeat what they say as accurately as possible. It helps with pronunciation, intonation, and fluency.
Another great exercise is role-playing. Choose a scene you like, pause the video, and try to act out the scene yourself. You can either mimic the character's lines or create your own dialogue.
You can also focus on listening and understanding by muting the audio during a scene and trying to guess what the characters are saying based on their body language and expressions. Then, unmute and check how close you were.
Finally, summarizing is a fantastic exercise. After watching a movie or an episode, try to summarize the plot, the main events, and the characters' actions. This not only tests your understanding, but also helps improve your speaking skills. Segment 5. Learning specific skills. Movies and TV shows can also help you improve specific language skills. For example, watching the news or documentaries can help you with formal and academic English.
Absolutely. If you're looking to improve your conversational English, sitcoms and romantic comedies are great. They often feature everyday situations and dialogues.
For those interested in business English, dramas and shows set in corporate environments can be beneficial. They expose you to the jargon and expressions used in professional settings.
And if you're aiming to improve your listening skills, try watching content with different accents. This can help you become more adaptable to understanding English in various forms.
Segment 6. Common mistakes to avoid. Now, let's talk about some common mistakes to avoid when using movies and TV shows to learn English.
One common mistake is choosing content that's too difficult. This can lead to frustration and discouragement. It's important to find a balance, challenging but not overwhelming.
Another mistake is relying too heavily on subtitles. While subtitles can be helpful, overusing them can prevent you from truly focusing on the spoken language.
Also, don't get too hung up on understanding every single word. It's okay to miss a few words here and there. Focus on getting the general meaning and context.
Lastly, don't just passively watch. Engage with the content. Take notes, repeat phrases, and practice speaking. The more active you are, the more you'll learn. Segment 7. Recommendations and resources. To help you get started, we've compiled a list of some great movies and TV shows for English learners. For beginners, animated movies like Finding Nemo and Toy Story are fantastic.
For intermediate learners, sitcoms like Friends and The Office are excellent. They offer a good mix of humor and everyday conversations.
For advanced learners, dramas like Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones provide complex dialogues and vocabulary. Just be aware of the more mature themes in some of these shows.
And for those interested in documentaries, check out Planet Earth or Cosmos. These offer rich vocabulary and are narrated in clear, well-spoken English.
Don't forget to use resources like language learning apps and websites. Some platforms offer interactive exercises and quizzes based on movies and TV shows. Segment 8. Incorporating learning into your daily routine. It's also important to incorporate this method of learning into your daily routine. Consistency is key to improvement.
You can set aside a specific time each day or week to watch English content. Even if it's just 20 minutes a day, regular practice will make a big difference.
Consider setting goals for each session, such as focusing on pronunciation one day and vocabulary the next. This keeps your learning structured and purposeful.
You can also make it a social activity. Watch with friends or join online groups where you can discuss movies and TV shows in English.
And remember, the goal is to enjoy the process. Learning through movies and TV shows should be fun and engaging. Segment 9. Personal Experiences and Success Stories. Before we wrap up, we wanted to share some personal experiences and success stories from listeners who have improved their English through movies and TV shows.
One listener shared how they learned a lot of idioms and slang by watching Friends. They started with subtitles and gradually moved to watching without them.
Another listener found that watching documentaries helped them prepare for academic English exams. The clear and formal language used in documentaries was perfect for learning.
And we received a story from a learner who practiced their pronunciation by shadowing actors in Harry Potter movies. They found it a fun way to work on their British accent.
It's amazing to see how many different ways people have used this method to enhance their English skills. We hope you're inspired to try it out for yourself. That brings us to the end of today's episode. We hope you found our tips on learning English through movies and TV shows helpful and inspiring.
Remember, the key is to enjoy the process and be consistent. The more you immerse yourself in the language, the more you'll improve.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your favorite English movies and TV shows. We'd love to hear from you.
And be sure to check out our other episodes for more tips and strategies to improve your English skills.
Thank you for joining us today. Happy learning and see you in the next episode.